When Anselm of Canterbury did as abbot of Bexserve, he set to himself the task of God's existence to observe. So then over 2 years Anselm wrote his great proslogion, with a methodology for thought we all could lean upon. 2 arguments he used therein lay for us clearly out, an answer for us when we hear the nagging drone of doubt. The concept of existence got some flexibility when Anselm made his arguments which proved that God must be ontologically. God must be the greatest being which has ever been conceived. If God's not, then God's unworthy to be followed and believed. But if life in its reality is greater than in thought, then the greatest being in the mind without the real is not. The greatest of all beings must be far beyond the mind. No limitations may be set on one who's so defined. So God is proved to be by definition practically an Anselm's argument which demonstrates that God must be ontologically. Once again we start defining clearly what we mean by God is a concept. If God's not beyond conception, then God's flawed. Likewise, if we say that God is not, our definitions failed. For a being which is not as great as was detailed. So if we have a concept of the greatest that can be, that greatest must exist beyond conceptuality. The proof of God is that we think of God essentially, in arguments which Anselm made which prove that God must be ontologically.